Good morning. As we head into the new trading week, the U.S. markets are currently closed. Looking at the last session's data from Friday, November 7th, 2025, Nuburu, trading under the ticker BURU, closed the day at 28.04 cents per share. That was a move up of just over 3.5% on the day on very heavy volume of nearly 56 million shares. Now, when most investors see a 3.5% pop on a sub-dollar stock, the expectation is maybe it's a small bit of good news, a minor recovery. They might glance at it on their Robinhood app, see the green percentage, and swipe on. But the reality of what is happening at Nuburu is one of the most dramatic and desperate corporate stories playing out in the microcap space right now. That 56 million share volume isn't a sign of new stable investors. It's a sign of a massive, frantic repositioning. What the market is trying to digest isn't just a product or an earnings report. It's a last-ditch attempt by a company with virtually no cash to completely change its identity, fleeing its original business model in a race for survival. The tension between the company's new story and its catastrophic balance sheet is what every trader needs to understand. Let's establish the common ground here. The general belief, the narrative for the last year, is that Nuburu was a failed de-SPAC. It was a company built on a genuinely interesting technology, high-power blue lasers that are uniquely good at welding copper, a critical need for electric vehicle battery manufacturing. The expectation was that companies like Tesla, Ford, and GM would be beating down their door, but that never happened. The stock collapsed from its 52-week high of nearly $1, falling to a low of just 12 cents. It became a forgotten ticker, a warning story for self-investing enthusiasts. For most people using investing sites, this was a stock to avoid, a black hole. And if you look at the financials, that expectation is confirmed. As of their last major filing in June, Nuburu had just over $111,000 in cash. To be clear, that's not 111 million, that's 1,000. At the same time, it was sitting on over $47 million in total liabilities. This is a company with negative tangible book value burning through cash with an EBITDA loss of $12 million in a single quarter. The market was pricing this for immediate and unavoidable bankruptcy. But here is the challenge to that narrative, and it's the reason the stock has been so volatile in the past month. In October, the company announced a complete and total pivot. It's essentially abandoning the EV and industrial laser focus and trying to rebrand itself as a defense and security technology firm. This is not a subtle shift. This is a sell the old house, light it on fire, and move to a new country kind of change. They announced a new dual CEO structure, a strategic alliance with Maddox Defense to get into drone technology, and a binding agreement to acquire an Italian software firm called Orbit SRL to get into operational resilience. This flurry of press releases is what drove the stock up over 300% in a single week in October. The new expectation is that this defense pivot is a brilliant Hail Mary pass that will unlock a whole new, non-cyclical, government-funded market. The reality, however, is that this is a company with no cash, trying to enter one of the most complex and relationship-driven industries in the world, all while its legacy business is collapsing. Let's break down the recent trading action because it's pure chaos. That 3.5% pop on Friday wasn't a gentle rise. The stock's day range was between 24 and 28 cents. This is extreme volatility. This is not a stock for your Schwab Intelligent Portfolios account. This is a day trader's gamble. When a stock trades like this, the platform you use for your online investment becomes critical. The bid-ask spread on a stock like BURU can be massive. If you're a retail trader trying to get in on the action using the Robinhood stock trading interface, you might hit market buy and get a terrible fill, instantly putting you down several percent. This isn't like buying Nvidia stock or Apple stock where the liquidity is so deep, the spread is a penny. With BURU, a single large sell order can trigger a cascade, and a single large buy order can cause a spike. This is why sophisticated traders using a platform like Interactive Brokers are at a significant advantage. They can see the Level 2 data on their Interactive Brokers trading screen and route their orders intelligently. Most retail investors, perhaps using their SoFi Invest account, are just guessing. The fuel for this fire, of course, is capital. How does a company with $111,000 in cash buy an Italian software firm and fund a new defense JV? It sells stock. In September, Nuburu announced a $12 million public offering. This is the classic microcap survival mechanism. They dilute existing shareholders to oblivion to raise just enough cash to keep the lights on for another few months. Every time the stock pops on a press release about the defense pivot, you can be almost certain the company is using that new, higher price to sell more shares into the market to fund its operations. This creates a vicious cycle. The news creates hope, the hope creates a rally, and the rally is sold off by the company itself to raise cash, which pushes the price right back down. For anyone holding this in a Fidelity brokerage account as a long-term investment, this is an absolute nightmare. Your ownership is being systematically diluted. This isn't a strategy you'd see with stable Fidelity mutual funds or broad Fidelity ETFs. This is a company in a fight for its life, and shareholders are the ones paying for it. Now, let's look at the institutional activity, or rather, the lack of it. According to the latest data, only 19 institutional firms have any position in BURU. Total institutional ownership is a microscopic 1.6%. And who are these holders? The largest are Vanguard and Fidelity. This isn't because the Fidelity Wealth Management team thinks BURU is a brilliant buy. It's because firms like Vanguard and Fidelity run massive total market index funds, like the FSMAX Fidelity Extended Market Index Fund. These funds are required to buy every stock in the index, no matter how good or bad. They own BURU because they have to. There are no major, active, smart money hedge funds or pension funds buying this stock. This is a clear signal that the professional investing world, the one that manages Fidelity IRAs and large portfolios, has looked at the financials and the defense pivot and concluded the risk is unacceptably high. The trading is being driven almost entirely by retail speculation and high-frequency trading bots. So let's briefly go back to the original business model, the one that's being left behind. What does Nuburu actually make? Their key technology is a blue laser. This is important because, due to physics, blue wavelength light is absorbed far more efficiently by reflective metals like copper and gold than traditional infrared lasers. In theory, this makes Nuburu's lasers perfect for welding the copper foil tabs and bus bars inside an EV battery pack. It's a faster, cleaner weld with less spatter. This was the whole story. The expectation was that as the EV market exploded, this key enabling technology would become the industry standard. The reality was that the sales cycle for industrial manufacturing is brutally long. An automaker isn't going to shut down a multi-billion-dollar gigafactory to test a new laser from a tiny, unprofitable startup. They'll stick with their massive, established suppliers. Nuburu couldn't crack the market fast enough, and the cash ran out. This is a classic case of having a cool product but no viable business. This brings us to the future outlook. What are the possible scenarios for this stock? This is where the online investing narrative becomes a pure binary bet. Scenario 1 is the bull case, the lottery ticket scenario. In this version, the pivot to defense actually works. The acquisition of Orbit SRL and the Maddox JV somehow lands a significant multi-million-dollar government contract. This contract would provide non-dilutive funding. It would validate the new business model. The market, starved for any good news, would see this as proof of life. The stock would move hundreds, if not thousands, thousands of %. All the shorts would be squeezed, and the SoFi stocks and Robinhood traders who bought at 28 cents would be heroes. This is the dream that is fueling the 56 million share volume. This is the expectation. Scenario 2 is the bear case, the balance sheet scenario. This is the reality of the financials. In this version, the pivot to defense is just a more expensive way to burn cash. The company, which had no expertise in defense, is now trying to manage multiple new ventures, including an Italian software company, while still having negative equity. The $12 million raised in September gets burned through in a quarter or two. To survive, they are forced to do a reverse stock split, say a 1-for-50 split, just to get the price back over $1 and avoid being delisted. Immediately after the split, they announce another, even larger public offering, completely wiping out any remaining long-term holders. The stock